I think everybody should get rich and famous and do everything they ever dreamed of so they can see that it's not the answer. Your need for acceptance can make you invisible in this world. Don't let anything stand in the way of the light that shines through this form. Risk being seen in all of your glory. You can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you love. Behind every great man there is a woman rolling her eyes. If you aren't in the moment, you are either looking forward to uncertainty, or back to pain and regret. As far as I can tell, it's just about letting the universe know what you want and then working toward it while letting go of how it comes to pass. You are ready and able to do beautiful things in this world, and as you walk through those doors today, you will only have two choices, love or fear. Choose love, and don't ever let fear turn you against your playful heart. You know the trouble with real life? There's no danger music. I wake up some mornings and sit and have my coffee and look out at my garden, and I go, remember how good this is. Because you can lose it. It is better to risk starving to death than surrender. If you give up on your dreams, what's left? For the most sensitive among us, the noise can be too much. I feel that we're all lighthouses, and my job is to shine my light as brightly as I can to the darkness. My soul is not contained within the limits of my body is contained within the limitlessness of my soul. The effect you have on others is the most valuable currency there is. Solitude is dangerous. It's very addictive. It becomes a habit after you realize how peaceful and calm it is. It's like you don't want to deal with people anymore because they drain your energy. Your need for acceptance can make you invisible in this world. Energy is what I believe all of us are. We're just conscious awareness dancing for itself for no other reason but to stay amused. My father could have been a great comedian, but he didn't believe that that was possible for him, and so he made a conservative choice. Instead, he got a safe job as an accountant, and when I was 12 years old he was let go from that safe job, and our family had to do whatever we could to survive. I learned many great lessons from my father. Not the least of which was that, you can fail at what you don't want. So you might as well take a chance on doing what you love. You can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you love. I love playing ego and insecurity combined. I practiced making faces in the mirror and it would drive my mother crazy. She used to scare me by saying that I was going to see the devil if I kept looking in the mirror. That fascinated me even more, of course. It's time to party, because I gotta. You are ready and able to do beautiful things in this world, and after you walk through those doors, you'll only really ever have two choices, love or fear. Choose love. And don't ever let fear turn you against your playful heart. It's better to fail at what you love than fail at what you don't. Life doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. Desperation is a necessary ingredient to learning anything, or creating anything. Period. If you ain't desperate at some point, you ain't interesting. Behind every great man is a woman rolling her eyes. True religion has, at its core, love, peace, mercy, justice, and freedom. If any of these elements is not fully present in a religion, the religion has been compromised. When things are really bad, the only thing to do is laugh. I used to be a guy who was experiencing the universe, but now I feel like the universe experiencing a guy. Behind every great man there is a woman rolling her eyes. Chaplin had not merely impressed but formed him. Showed him how any gesture, a kiss, playing with some bread rolls, can be freed from the mundane, imbued with magic. Charlie Chaplin was always turning caterpillars into butterflies. He had used comedy to reveal, and not flee, the truth of the human predicament. He roller skated blindfolded over the void, like a planet circling a black hole. He filmed a factory worker sucked into a machine, fed through its cogs and gears, assailing an age that turns people into things. And Charlie Chaplin had battled the bleak world with, what? Not a knife, not a gun. A cane. Gentle, gestural, the baton of a maestro. Chaplin's cane, with no disrespect to Hockney, Picasso, or Basquiat, was, in this moment, what Jim Carrey most wanted to save. You can fail at what you don't love, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you do love. You can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well try what you do want. Isn't it cool when the days that are supposed to feel good, actually do? Why, Katie wondered, eyeing them at the altar, is false love so proud, and true love so fearful? If done right, kidnapping can be a positive experience for everyone. Anyone can rejigger an atom bomb, said Hopkins. But to possess the minds of millions? To make them your willing zombies across a whole decade? That's real magic. Fear is going to be a player in your life, but you get to decide how much. You can spend your whole life imagining ghosts, worrying about your pathway to the future, but all there will ever be is what's happening here, and the decisions we make in this moment, which are based in either love or fear. The world he saw on the news came to seem like a genre-fusing farce, its storylines ever less plausible, ever more dispiriting. The world of The Chamber, by contrast, was all impressionist masterworks, images and plotlines manifestly finer and more nourishing than what, of late, was passing for the real. Consider the flowers, they don't try to look right, they just open their petals and turn to the light. We had problems like all families, but we had a lot of love. I was extremely loved. We always felt we had each other. We're going 6,000 miles an hour around the sun and nobody's driving this bitch, said Gary Busey from the woods, where, for his own reasons, he was halfway up an 80-foot pine tree. You can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you love. Commencement speech. Your need for acceptance can make you invisible in this world. Don't let anything stand in the way of the light that shines through this form. Risk being seen in all of your glory. Commencement speech. He knew factories. No one had fun in factories. They sweltered and slaved, hunched and harried, people reduced to things, manufacturing so much meaningless plastic shit that made no one happy, poisoned the oceans, corrupted the food chain. The modern world was a burning bus speeding toward a cliff with a maniac at the wheel. And he was not a part, but complicit, a hyperactive child making yucks in his seat, keeping everyone laughing, distracting them from certain doom. And I wondered, who is it that's aware that I'm thinking? And suddenly I was thrown into this amazing feeling of freedom. I was no longer a fragment of the universe, I was the universe. Human things have long since jumped the shark.